The Grand Theft Auto series was never intended to be played by kids, but I have played these games ever since I was 12 years old on my PlayStation 2. These games have cars, explosions, and an awesome open world you can explore. But what if you have played them all? Don't worry, these games have many similar things and are different in a fun way. This is 7 great games like Grand Theft Auto. Let's start with number 1. Mafia Definitive Edition. Man, what a remake! This is an exercise of love and care for the source material. It's really faithful. You won't find the most advanced mechanics here, as it's heavily based on a 2002 game. It's not Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's completely alright. All the essence that made the original so great is here. That is a really good story, remarkable characters, excellent performances, and a set period and city so rich you will love to get lost in. Everything has been updated with great taste. Visuals are really good. Expect an updated Mafia 3 with better lighting, art and assets, while some of the original music is to be missed. Sound design and music is fantastic. The new characters and performances are even better than originals. And the gunplay. By far, the best feature taken from Mafia 3 was the gunplay. The gunplay in Mafia Definitive Edition feels smooth and modern. So be a wise guy and play in classic mode and enjoy the ride. Mafia Definitive Edition delivers an excellent experience for both old and new fans of the series. It modernizes a previously extremely dated game with new graphics, gameplay features and a revived setting. Give it a go, because you will receive an enjoyable experience and might perhaps even introduce you to the Mafia series. Number 2. Lego City Undercover. Freaking finally, a Grand Theft Auto game for kids. What I have wanted ever since I was a little boy. The city is huge and full of small details. It can easily be seen they have put a lot of love in making it. Lots of variations, from beaches, financial centers, parks that are full of life, and you can get a feeling a city also full of life. So much road vehicles and types of transportation, from skateboards to bicycles. Each has its own animation and it's a blast to try them all. Missions are varied. It's like you are one of those action heroes in Hollywood blockbuster action movies. Some chapters will have few smaller levels and others will offer you more freedom and you will do some chores around the city. It's just a great mix and it makes you keep on playing just to see what they came up with next. Humor is as always just perfect. You will laugh out loud more often than not. It's full of movie references. Shawshank Redemption styled level with Morgan Freeman, just to mention one. Gameplay is upgraded version of same old recipe for fun in Lego games. If it works, no need to fix it. This time you don't have hundreds of characters with special abilities. Now you gain disguises that you unlock playing the story mode. From miner that can destroy rocks and use dynamite. Burglar that can open some doors and safes to police officer that can use special ledges and reach some areas others cannot, and so on. When you break stuff this time, you not only get game currency but also building material you can use to build Lego creations to progress in the story, building things around the city and make it even more special, and there is a lot of things to build. So this is definitely a challenge for you, 100% beat game, guys. But I must say, buy it on sale or get it on PS4, because this game crashes sometimes on PC if you don't use a mod. Number 3. Watch Dogs 2. After beating the main story and all side missions in Watch Dogs 2, I can happily say it's a pretty good game. The stealth is fun, the gunplay is pretty good and there is lots to do. The story might not be quite as good as in Watch Dogs 1 and some of the dialogue is a bit cringy. But overall, it's a solid game and a good sequel. With improved gameplay, greater mission variety and a better and more colorful world to explore. This game adapts a wider color palette for San Francisco, ditching the depressing gritty tone from Watch Dogs 1 altogether. The option of completing the entire game non-literally. A casual and more light-hearted story that is self-aware and flex open the current internet culture with wacky characters. Character customization is more diverse as opposed to the first game's preset clothing. Can manipulate vehicles to your advantages with just a button. Really changes the gameplay. Rijad towers, a plethora of collectibles and outposts have been removed altogether. You have a lot more options with hacking. Call the SWAT on a NPC or place him on a gang's hit squad. Cause a static vehicle to accelerate forward much to the surprise of the driver. This culminates in what people call emergent gameplay. Online activities like bounty hunter, invasions and co-op operations lend to longevity. Mobile is improved a lot, looks just like in GTA, only more refined and lots of songs to suit the mood, but custom tracks aren't supported. PC version is also a significant step up from first one. Favors numerous graphics options and a FOV slider. But anyway, if anyone is still on the fence after Watch Dogs 1, give this one a chance, you'll be fairly pleased. Number 4. Retro City Rampage DX. Retro City Rampage is a wonderful homage to all things 80s. Expect references to 80s movies, games, pop culture and much more. Your name is player who is in the Joker's Justice band committing bank robbery. But later, when you escape with the school bus, you can't take a turn out of the bank. Because of how many school buses are out there, even a dead frogger on the street. So the solution is blow up a fee to reduce traffic. Then later escape on foot going into the sewers while the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles attack you. And this is the game's first few minutes. Later the game uses the GTA formula. Open world with cars, big weapons and main and side missions. The whole game is just awesome. Almost every quest has references to movies / games or even reflections about game industry and trends. The world is jam-packed with jokes and funny characters and events. There are some general differences though. Missions are slightly longer and often happen through multiple locations. There are checkpoints between them and the police is way less annoying. Every cop has about 10 to 50% chance to drop a police blocking device that will remove your wanted rating. I think this is a great change, as you won't need to spend half of the gameplay time to drive to spray paint garages. What else does the game have? Good music, multiple game modes, and hundreds of funny 80s jokes. Pretty much anything you want in a hilarious GTA parody game. Number 5. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. Sleeping Dogs is Asian GTA without being too over-daunting and unfinishable. It has martial arts, combat gameplay, very intuitive racing and a story-driven action adventure set in a gorgeously recreated Hong Kong setting. The martial arts moves are only taught gradually and are not overly complex, though you might find yourself scribbling down a few moves as they are ultimately 12 to remember. The game's tuition system spreads your learn moves gradually through the game using a novel system of returning to Wei's former Kung Fu school. For exchange of each school's missing trophies, you will be taught a new move and given some non-aggressive adversaries to practice it on. It works very well. As for weapons combat, I personally found it easier to switch to mouse for aiming, but the game switches seamlessly between controllers while playing. The only negative aspect is the sometimes uncontrollable camera angles after reversing a vehicle. The camera is too slow to face forward, meaning you often start driving blindly. Other than this, everything is great. But beware, you can't carry an assortment of weapons, just a primary and a pistol, and you will lose them if the mission requires you go in empty-handed, which is almost all of them. To sum it up, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is definitely worth your time. It seems like a GTA knockoff at first, but it has things GTA doesn't offer, and that is what makes this game unique. Number 6. Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 4. Of course, I can't forget about Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 4. I have to mention them both because they are the whole reason I bought a PS3, and I'm definitely not regretting it. Saints Row 2 has a great story that strikes a very good balance of comedy and drama. Freedom to tackle the story however you want. You can create your own character and make him as ugly as possible. And you can heal yourself with a cheeseburger, just like real life. But Saints Row 4 is big improvement over Saints Row 3. I thought that improving the ridiculous madness was impossible. Deep Silver proved me wrong. This game is ridiculous and features improved superpowers introduced in Saints Row 3 in GAT DLC as experiment. This crazy game has an insane story, alien invasion, limitless carnage, insane replayability value. Every bug you encounter in this game is not technical fault, it's feature added by developers. And you become the President of the United States. But best of all, you get thrown in a Matrix world, of course, while you are naked. You can run around the world, destroy everyone with your superpowers or just with your weird guns, and complete fun side quests while doing it. In the end, this is GTA on steroids. And what more can you ask for? And finally, number 7. Just Cause 3. It's the most silly, mindless, unrealistic ride of destroying things since Red Faction Guerrilla, which tried to be serious though. Just Cause is to the Far Cry series like Saints Row is to GTA, it's its mad brother. You can't trust him, he's abusing drugs and hits on your wife, but he's more fun at parties than accountant brother. You are basically Spider-Man, but you are on steroids, and you have infinite parachutes, and you have a wingsuit, and you have a cooler name, and you can steal cars, and you can steal someone's airplane in mid-flight. It has a big map, heavy weapons that explode things in different ways, lots of collectibles, one of them being audio tapes that give some backstory to the main antagonist's rise to power. The trains are awesome and I spent a lot of time causing crashes and derails. Rebel vs Army battles, only 3 in the game sadly. Fighting 10 enemy tanks in your own tank is pretty fun, and a wingsuit. Practically everything is destructible. The explosions are epic. Maybe it's more like an action movie, but you're the protagonist and you have a wingsuit. Need a tank? No big deal. Just go borrow one from the army. They may shoot at you, but that's okay. They are helping you learn how to dodge bullets. Ever collapsed a bridge and watched a train fall onto hundreds of innocent civilians? I have. It was fun. Did I mention there was a wingsuit? It's really hard to get tired of GTA San Andreas and all the other GTA games. They always have an open world where you can almost do anything. And let's be glad, there is so many other games inspired by GTA and how they can change up the gameplay. But anyway, what is the most fun Grand Theft Auto game? Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so. We make animations and reviews. The best way to see them first is of course a subscription. So click the subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell. I'm Rijad, and as always, I'll see you next time right here on Omega's Movie.